Good morning. Day 214. Cooking down the refrigerator, freezer, and working pantry meals. So today it's supposed to be 87, and when I woke up this morning, my phone app said it was raining. Well, it wasn't raining. So I don't know. It was for my town. But I had to go pick a new bouquet this morning. Some of the flowers were getting a little droopy. So if nobody buys you flowers, buy your own. Make yourself feel good. Nothing like a beautiful fresh bouquet of flowers on your morning table or while you're making your coffee. It always cheers me up when I come and look at my flowers. And if you don't have flowers in your yard, go for a walk. Take a plastic bag with you with a very wet paper towel inside and pick yourself some wildflowers. Go to a park, go into the woods, wherever you can go for a lovely walk where you can pick some flowers. And then put those flowers, the stems, wrap them in the paper towel in the bag and take them home. And you'll have a lovely bouquet of wildflowers. So I have no idea what's on the agenda for today. I have to work on cleaning up my kitchen. That big humongous mess I made while I was hanging up my shelves. So somebody was asking me about getting up on the ladder, and I'm very, very careful when I do that because I'm very, very stiff. So the ladder that I have has a handle. It's actually a three-tier step stool, and it has a handle that I can hang on to while I go up the ladder, and then the top of it is like a little platform that I can stand on. So that seems to work out okay for me, and it's not very high. I wouldn't go up on a high ladder. I'm afraid I'm too stiff. If I fall, I could be toast, and I don't want that. So I've got some things to do yet. Not that I have a say in that, but I can voice my opinion, right? So any day the Lord gives me on this earth, I'm grateful for because it's such a beautiful place. We have our issues, but it's still a beautiful world. You can make your space beautiful. You don't have to live in an ugly world. Get out in nature, make your house beautiful. Even if you don't have any money, there's ways you can do that, even for free. You know, peruse the garbage. People, I can't believe what people get rid of. It just amazes me. Things people throw to the curb. And get yourself some paint. If you can't afford paint, maybe you have a relative that has extra. And just paint away. Paint your world into a beautiful world. Be a Bob Ross. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to have for breakfast this morning. I have plenty of choices. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. Take a twirl around my yard in the back. See what's growing. And I'll be back for breakfast, day 214, in a little bit. Good morning. I thought I'd have my morning coffee with you guys. Cheers. So, I've been sitting here thinking about how did I get here? How did I get to such a messy house? When I was younger, and I know I talk a lot about when I was younger, but it's part of my life, and it's actually the biggest part of my life. Getting older is actually going to be a smaller piece of my life, but it's something that I need to adjust to, and I think I'm doing okay with that. So I think we all need to become more of a Bob Ross. We need to take our example from someone like Bob Ross. Now, Bob Ross, just a short, if you don't know, was a painter. I'm sure you all know that. And he spent like 20 years in the military. And unless it's false information, he was a drill sergeant. And he was always yelling at people, and he hated it, absolutely hated it. So he started to paint in order to get away from that lifestyle. And when he got out of the service, he vowed never to be that way again. And he started creating his own worlds. Now, he lived in Alaska for a long time, but he was a native Floridian. So, but we can do that in our lives too. We can paint our lives and make them whatever we want them to be. We don't have to go by outside forces or somebody else's ideas. We can make, especially our homes, we can make them anything that we want them to be. Think of a room as a canvas. And if you have to, take everything out of there, shove the stuff in another room, and then bring the things that you really love back into that room. And if you don't like the colors, maybe paint them. You know, you can paint your kitchen cupboards if you like white cupboards. You can even paint your floor. I mean, it's going to take some work, and if you can't do it yourself, maybe you can enlist the help of a professional or a family member that's willing to help you out, or a friend. You know, you can have a friend and come up with not a contract, but something where you will help them and they will help you. So that makes it a little less daunting and a little less boring. But anyway, how did I get here with having such a messy house? Now, by my standards, I have a messy house. And I've been trying to fix that for a while now. Well, one of the ways I got here was I had people that moved in and out of the house. I was very happy to live with them, but of course I had to make room for their stuff. So, not wanting to get rid of everything that was mine, I got rid of a lot of stuff. Some of it I wish I had still, because the people don't live here anymore, but it is what it is. Like, one of the things that I wish I still had, I had a couple of this end up sofas, and if you don't know what those are, they're rustic sofas. They have a wooden frame, and they have, depending on if you get the love seat or the couch, they have loose cushions, and they're very easy to change the covers on it. So that would have been perfect for my dogs. But at the time, I needed to make space, so I gave those to a friend at work. I just gave them away, and I wish I still had one of those, because that would have been perfect for my dogs. But, you know, life goes on, and but that was sort of part of it, making room for other people to live here. And then when they moved, I had to move my stuff around again. When somebody else moved in, I had to move my stuff again. So that's part of how my house got so messy. I had to accommodate other people's things. Another reason my house got messy was I had a couple of accidents. The first one was I was taking my cat to the vet, and I was still in real good shape at that time, and I stepped over a concrete barrier meant for the tires of your car. I backed up and I didn't know it was there. I flew up, my legs flew up in the air, and I landed right on my back, and I heard it crack. I couldn't move for quite a while, and that was the first injury. So I never did recover fully from that, because a lot of times when you have an injury like that, arthritis sets in, and I had already had arthritis in my neck, up in my neck. So it's something that, you know, who knows, by no fault of your own, you get these things. So that was about six or 7 years ago that happened. Then I fell again. My dogs knocked me over, and you guys probably know this story. They knocked me over, and I landed on my hip, and there again, I couldn't do much. So between those two injuries, those were really what caused the problem. And I think the biggest thing that caused the problem was when the going got tough, Ellen went shopping. So that was how I coped with filling up a space when somebody moved out. Like, let's take when my husband moved out. It was just a coping mechanism that I've long since gotten rid of. Thank the Lord that is in the rearview mirror. I don't do that anymore. But I'm still dealing with the aftermath of it, and I'm dealing with the aftermath of my injuries. So not being a speedy train anymore, I'm like a slow freight train now. I'm still dealing with trying to get back to a more normal state where I don't have too much stuff. So anyway, that was my story, and I thought I'd share it with you. If you guys have a story, leave some in the comments below. I'd love to know. I really enjoy getting to know you guys, and I really look forward to your comments and conversing with you. I wish we lived closer. We could probably be friends and have coffee in real time and not virtually. That would be very cool. But anyway, that's my little chat, and that's what I'm working on, and I will be working on that for a while yet, because I have a lot of rooms in this house. It's not a mansion by any stretch of the imagination. It's an average house. It's not a tiny house, but it's an average house with an average number of rooms. Living room, kitchen, dining room. My basement is finished. That's where my grandson lives. And the upstairs of my house has 3 bedrooms, so that's my house. But anyway, I'm going to have a little breakfast in a little bit, and I just wanted to have a little conversation with you. I hope you grabbed your coffee, and now I'm going to finish mine. So I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see what's for breakfast. Alright, so here are my shelves so far. I just put everything up there that I thought is going to go up there. Now these little cubbies, I still need to paint. I'm going to paint them to match these and put some pulls on them. The jars I still want to fill with beans and rice and those sorts of things. These little tchotchkes here, I still need to tone down a little bit. They're just the natural wood color, and I'll do that when I do these. And up here, I know it's hard to see with the lamp light, I just have some canisters, and those are filled with sweetener packets and things like that, just to store them. So, and then my spices will go in here, and some of my preps and things will go in the jars. So there it is so far. And I just put the stuff up there where it's going to live, and then I'll work on it as I get to it. So I'm happy. So today the project I want to work on, and I'm going to do that 15-minute 30-day challenge myself. You can join along if you like, that would be cool. But my kitchen table's a mess again, yes it is, but a lot of this stuff is from my shelving. So the thing I want to work on today, I want to put these canisters over here, and this is my kitty's ashes. That was Tinker, and I want to move Tinker up here, and then I have a bunch of wine glasses up there that are really pretty, and cups from my grandma, and the cups from my grandma I'll leave somewhere here in the kitchen, but the wine glasses are going to go into my little wine cabinet that I have in the dining room. But they all need to be washed, and it all needs to be cleaned up, and then the canisters will go in here, and that'll be a little less cluttered. And then I have this sign, live well, love much, laugh often. That's going to go above the arch here in the kitchen, right up there. And then at some point I want to work on this. That's going to be a DIY project. And I'll show you that when I get to it, but that's not going to be today. So that is my 15-minute little project. It may take me a half an hour because I have to wash all the glasses and the cups, but that's my goal for today, and hopefully I'll accomplish it. I'll let you know by the end of the day if it was a go or a fail. Okay, well, I got this all done. I got it all cleaned up. I even dusted up there. Ew, that was nasty. Years worth of dust. So everything is clean. My two babies here have a place of honor in my kitchen. And I love looking at their little faces. Even though they're not with me in body anymore, their spirit is still with me. And then down here, I have my canisters, easily accessible, so that's a good thing. And then I had decluttered these drawers last month sometime, so it's all decluttered, it's all clean, and it feels really good. So that was my declutter challenge for the day. And then I hung up this live well, love often, laugh much. Now that was a pain in the butt to hang because it has two nail holes on either side, one here and one here, and to get it even, and yeah, it was a pain. All right, but it's done, so there we go. All right, yay! My 15-minute declutter challenge is done. Drinking coffee after my declutter. So that went well. So I'm done for the day, except I still have to wash the wine glasses. That won't take long. But I just wanted to give you a couple of tips that help me to declutter. Now, first of all, I have to ask myself, what is my kitchen declutter goal? I think it's important to always have a goal in mind so you don't just wander aimlessly. So my kitchen declutter goals are, I like to have interesting things to look at. Like my tchotchkes on the wall or whatever, or some of the food that I have. I like looking at that because it makes me feel good. that God has provided me with lots of food. I have a digital picture frame that I like to look at the pictures of my family. So I like to have interesting things to look at in my room. I also like it to be functional. So in other words, my grains and things that I'm storing on my shelving and my canister, they all have useful things in them that I'm going to use. I don't like packages of cereal and potato chips and, you know, those sorts of things like laying around or on top of my refrigerator. I don't like looking at that. To me, that is not interesting to look at. But I enjoy sitting here at the table and looking at my room. I really, really enjoy it. And I want a cozy feeling in my kitchen. So whatever that means to you, that's what you should keep in mind, is the feeling that it's either cozy, or maybe you like the feeling of open and airy. You don't like anything on your counters. Neither's right nor wrong, and it's just a feeling that brings you happiness and joy and peace when you're in that room. Now, one of the tips that I do, I play games with myself. I pretend that I'm going to be having company soon, like within a week. So I give myself goals of things that I want to have accomplished before my company comes. So, and I do this in real time too, if I'm having company for the holidays or a birthday or whatever. I work better when I have something pushing me to get it done. So I just pretend I'm going to have company. I program my brain to think about that. Now for me, it's easiest if I start with smaller projects and work up to bigger projects. Now for me, the shelving was a big project, but I've been putting both the shelving, open shelving projects off for a long, long time. So what I did first was I decluttered my kitchen drawers, I decluttered my cookbooks, I decluttered my cabinets. So I started off doing that before I tackled the open shelving. So for me, it works best if I start with small projects, and it encourages me to keep going when I see I'm making progress. But you may be different. You may want to get the big jobs done first before you go and do the things that you can't really see. But for me, it works best that way. Another declutter tip that I have is to stay home. Don't get discouraged and run out and go shopping because you're not making progress fast enough. Work through that feeling by doing, and once you start doing, it'll be easier. Or shop your home. That way you'll see whatever you have and you don't need to have any more. So stay home and don't get discouraged, and carry on. Keep a declutter box or a donate box, whatever. Maybe a declutter box of things that you may use in the future. You still like them, but you're kind of tired of looking at them, but you might want to bring them out again. So keep a box for those things, and stick it in the attic once it gets full. And then you can decide down the road if you really, really want to keep that stuff or if you don't. Now don't make 20 boxes of that sort of stuff. Keep maybe one decent sized box per room in your house. And the other box is a donation box, and I need to get rid of it. I can't keep it in the house because then I start looking at it and taking things back out, and that doesn't work too well because it's not making more space for me. So for me, it has to be out of sight, out of mind. And there's actually very few things that I've gotten rid of over the years where I wish I had them back, except maybe my This End Up sofa, but that was not something I really wanted to get rid of, but I had to make room for the other person. So declutter a room, keep going round and round your room. I usually go clockwise or start with the easiest corner and work my way around the room when I do this. And keep working at it until the room feels good. It's all about how your house feels, how your house makes you feel. If you want to run screaming into the night because you're in a room, then you need to start somewhere. So start with the easiest and keep going round and round. It doesn't matter if you do 20 go rounds, but keep working at it until the room feels good to you. And like I said, your goal might be to make the room cozy and warm, whatever that is to you. Or you might want to make the room open and airy if that's your decorating style. So okay, those are just some of the tips that work for me that I've been using over the years. You know, for me, it's not a once and done thing. It's a continuous thing that I've done for years, that I continue to do, and I'll keep doing it. All right, well, I need to go declutter my refrigerator now and put the clutter into my belly because I'm hungry. So I'm going to take you over to the fridge and let's see what's for brunch day 214. Okay, brunch day 214. Let's see what we can find. I still have to do something with my mushrooms. They'll last till tomorrow, I'm sure. I have lots of bread, and I also have the cherries that I bought, so I'd like to have some of those. I'd like a little bit of fruit. I have an orange, and I'm going to have some cherries. I have this sourdough bread here that I want to toast. That's from my daughter. And let's see what I want on the sourdough, because I have to eat up some of this bread. So when I went and picked up my plant box, not my plant box, my mushrooms, I bought these roast beef deli style. They were like $4.49, so I'm going to have that. And the reason I bought them is because it's really tasty with this cheddar cream cheese. So I'm going to have that for breakfast. So that's it. That's going to be my brunch. And I will meet you at the stove. Okay, let's make some breakfast. So this tofurkey, I don't like all of them, but I do like the roast beef style one. And this has 110 calories for 5 slices. And there's 3 servings in a container, but I don't eat 5 slices at once. I have maybe 1 or 2. So this does last me a while, even though it was $4 and, well, $4.50 pretty much. So the ingredients aren't awful. I mean, it has some things as a preservative, but not terrible. So I'm going to have that, and then I have an orange that I got in my fruit box. I want to eat that up. And the cherries. I have to pack those up in my little keeper boxes yet. So I toasted my rye bread, and now I've got my last 2 vegan chocolate chip cookies in the oven. Then I can get that out of the refrigerator because it was the pre-made dough that I got from Costco. I may get that again down the road. It was pretty good. Actually, it was really good. But for now, I'm not going to. So, all right, I'm going to put my plate together and I'll be back. Okay, well, here is my brunch. Day 214. Cookies are done and the dogs are barking again. Okay, so basically, this tofurkey roast beef is pretty much the same ingredients that I would use to make seitan, except it's already made for me. It has tofu in it and different flours. It does have some thickeners and things in there and some preservatives, but not terrible ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this, and I'll be back later for another meal. All right, let's see what's for dinner. Day 214. I think, I think I'm going to make like a mock Subway veggie sandwich. So I have this French bread here. I'm going to get that out. And hello there. Shall we have a sandwich? All right, this is romaine. I'm going to cut that up. I'm going to have some of this Gouda cheese. And a little ranch. And a little Italian. And I'm going to look in my veggie drawer and see what other veggies I have in there. All right, I will meet you at the stove after I pick out my veggies. Okay, so when I go to Subway, this is usually what I order. I order the Italian bread with the cheese, which this isn't, but close enough. And then I have the cheese toasted. Now I'm going to make it a little different because I have this pickled egg here that I want to add. But these are the veggies that I usually get. So I usually get some cucumber and some tomato. And this is the first tomato out of my garden. It's an early girl tomato. So I'm hoping it's good, but if not, I'm going to eat it anyway. I'm going to put some salt and some pepper. And then I'm also going to add some green pepper. And this pepper I got in my marked down veggie box, and it's starting to need to be either frozen or dehydrated, so I'll do that. Then I'm going to put some of my pickled egg on here, because that's tasty. And this is just a very nice sandwich for the summer. Save some for my puppies there. Alright, then I'm going to put a little bit of onion on there. And this is just a white sweet onion. This is going to be hard to eat because it's getting to be a very tall sandwich. Then I'm also going to put some black olives on here. You can put any vegetable on a sandwich, but this is what I like. Alright, then I'm going to add a little more salt and pepper. And I'm going to add some of this Italian 3 cheese. Just a little bit. I don't want it to be swimming in it. And I'm also going to add some ranch. And that's it. My Veggie Sub. Way cheaper than if I buy it at Subway, and get a little pick in there. Alright, so there is my dinner, day 214. And I'm sure this will be very tasty. But let's give it a try. And it's going to be messy. Very good. Now I'm probably just going to take the rest of this. I forgot to put lettuce on. And I'm just going to put the rest of this on the plate, put a little dressing on it, and eat it as a side salad. I really like bread with salad on it. I think it's very tasty. And it's very refreshing. So there we go. Chop up the onion a little bit more. So today, I got things done. I rested. It was a very pleasant day. We had some rain. Very nice day. All right. There it is. I'm going to enjoy this now. Put a little bit of Italian dressing on my salad. Okay. All right, my friends. That's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.